Welcome back to another Monday night call-in show here on the OHIO podcast. I'm your host, Buckeye Boggs, aka the Podfather, filling in for the wild man this evening, who's running around with about 30 or 40 uh, Girl Scouts at Girl Scout camp. God bless his soul. God bless the wild man's soul. Doing that, filling in over there at Girl Scout camp in Marion County. What a saint. I'm telling you, that man deserves some extra brownie points doing that. Doing that. In fact, look who just popped in. He's reminding everybody to like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell. Hope you're having a good night, Chris. Again, thank you to Chris for filling in for me last week. My wife and I had a wonderful vacation. We went out to Maine. We had never been to Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. We got to see all three of them, as well as Massachusetts. 4 new states for us that neither one of us had ever been to and seen. And so that was a lot of fun. I got great stories to tell you all if you'd like to hear those tonight. And so if you all want to talk about vacations, we can do that. I'm sure we're going to field some phone calls this evening about one Connor Stallions and his most recent ignoramus comments. The dude is an absolute ignoramus. No doubt about it. The guy is so smart. He's dumb. Have you ever met someone like that? They're so intelligent that they're dumb. I've met a few people like that in my life. Incredibly book smart, but zero common sense. Seems to be the MO for one Connor Stallions, doesn't it? Phone lines are open this evening if you guys would like to call in 567-483-1999. That's not true, Ghoster. The Marines don't recruit intelligent people. That's not true at all. I don't know about that. I've met quite a few very intelligent people who are in the Marines. Just the guy's got he's got zero PR, not handling the situation well, and whoever his lawyer is not giving him good advice whatsoever. The dude should not be speaking zilch. Instead, he's out there making Netflix specials and talking to anybody he can in the media, as well as making Twitter posts trying to defend himself. So, yeah, I'm sure we're going to talk about him this evening. As well as if you want to talk about my vacation or your vacations or what else you got planned for this summer, we're open for that tonight as well. But by all means, call us up, 567-483-1999. It was good to have John Kennedy on yesterday. Yeah, Andre, I got this on Amazon. This is old school, by the way. This is old school. The Game, I think, is that brand. But they used to be able to get these in the mall when we were kids. There was a hat store in the mall, and these were the hats that were available. And I found it on Amazon. I was like, dude, this is retro, man. So that's where I got this hat, Andre. So, anyways, long story short, we'll talk about any of that stuff tonight. But John Kennedy, great show last night. Good numbers, great crowd. John Kennedy always brings a lot of people with him, and so that was a lot of fun. He talked a little bit about that on his call-in show today as well. But yeah, hopes are high. Hopes are high for Notre Dame this year. Hopes are not too high for this team though. This guy's been trolling us in the comment section quite a bit lately, and in the videos that we make. Uh, he's a Connor Stallions clone, is who this guy is right here. No doubt about it. This guy thinks he is uber intelligent and probably can't even collect the grocery carts at Walmart. That's who this guy is right here. So, um, Way to go, buddy. Anyways, Chris says Kennedy was awesome. Yeah, I bet he was. Anywho, let's move on. Let's go ahead and jump into the calls tonight and have ourselves a good show this evening. Let's see who the first caller is. See who the first caller is tonight. All right. Looks like David's up first tonight. What's going on, David? Welcome into the OHO Podcast Call-In Show, buddy.
What's going on, brother?
Well, it's good to be home. It's good to be back in OHIO. It's good to be returned back to work after being off for 10 days and getting back in the swing of things. But yeah, man, it's getting down to the nitty gritty for Chris and I in this off season. This is when we really dig our heels in and try to get as much content as done as we can before we take one final breath and then the season starts and we don't come up for air.
Yeah. Well, I'm ready. I'm ready for it, man. I'm here for it. I'm ready for season start. I'm ready to see Texas roll into the shoe, and I'm ready for it, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, this is the hardest time of year to be a college football fan. It's right before training camp. It's right before fall camp. There's really no news, and what news there is usually not good news. You know, they say no news is good news this time of year. So this is the dog days of summer. So this is when all the lists come out, the top tens, and all of that stuff, and all of the previews are being made, which is what Chris and I are doing as well. We just got done shooting an interview with Larry Kay from the Night Watch podcast. He does a Rutgers podcast. Great guy. And I tell you, every time I do one of these previews, David, I'm so thankful I'm a Buckeye fan.
Right?
I mean, we could have been raised Maryland Terrapin fans. Can you imagine being a fan of Maryland or a fan of Northwestern or like our buddy Dylan Kuhn, a fan of Purdue?
No. Well, why? I don't even know. Think you know what? Thank God I'm not. Thank God I'm a Buckeye.
Amen. That's right. Amen. No kidding. What's on your mind tonight, David? What you got on the plate?
That show last night with John Kennedy was fire, brother.
Thank you.
That was fire. I like him. I've been meaning to call his show for like probably a couple of months now, but one of these Friday mornings I'll get around to it. The only time I actually have to call him.
He is an interesting guy. Now I gotta warn you. You call in as a Buckeye fan, you're going to get a lot of heat in the chat. They don't like it when Buckeye fans call into a show.
Brother, I got three combat tours. Bring it.
Ha! There you go. Go.
You ain't got nothing I haven't seen, heard, whatever you can think of. Bring it. It's just a chat, dude. You ain't slinging bullets at me. You ain't shooting RPGs at me or dropping mortars on my noggin. You ain't got nothing for me. Bring it. I can trash talk better than anybody. I think I've kind of proven that on this show.
Yeah, you've done pretty well for yourself, David. You've done pretty well for yourself, no doubt about it, man.
So if they want to pick a fight, you know. Many have tried and all have failed. So you do you.
Indeed, my brother. Well, what do you think about what's going on these days, man? You got Connor Stallions out there making a fool of himself. That's in the news right now. You got Quinshon Judkins, I guess, got himself in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, I saw something about that, and I haven't looked into it any at all. Like I said, once you guys go to the pros, and I'm kind of like, I don't really follow stuff that much. You know, it's sad to hear something like that goes down, but, you know, I always like to always wait till everything's in. I'm sure the NFL will overreact and do whatever. It's like just they'll get rid of people who haven't been haven't been proven guilty. You know, one of these days, somebody is going to get wise and sue the living crap out of them for that, for ending somebody's career, and it ended up being false charges. And you got rid of somebody, and you didn't even give them a chance, and you just automatically assumed that they were guilty and got rid of them. So, like I said, I haven't looked into it. I don't know anything about it other than he was arrested for, I think it was domestic violence, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was some kind of incident. However, the last thing I heard, David, was that she said the incident took place days before she turned it in, and reportedly had spent multiple days with him after the incident took place.
Yeah, see, that's gonna be real hard to like prove unless you've got witnesses or videotape of it, or and even then it's kind of like we don't know what happened before that.
Yeah.
Making comments on stuff that you really got like very little information on. That's not wise. I mean,
Yeah.
remember a few years ago, it was back under Urban, I think it was, the two young guys that got
That was actually under Ryan
girls
Day.
that,
That was under Ryan Day.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then it just came out. Was it last year they were finally
Acquitted.
exonerated?
Yeah.
It never happened. And there's two guys that lost, potentially going to the NFL. So there's always that too, and we've seen that with the Duke lacrosse, and we've seen it a lot of times. When they do got something that they don't need to go and really dig into anymore, like the Ray Rice thing. It's like, look, dude, when the cops tell you they got video footage of him knocking the girl out, bro, you don't need to see the tape. You don't need to see it. What do you need to see? How well he knocked her out? I mean, what? This stuff gets so out of control and just whatever. Hopefully that didn't happen, and everything will turn out for the best. And but it looks like the NIL thing. This whole thing is that, like I said, man, hold your horses on it. Just because they came out with something, get ready because the lawsuits are incoming. What did I say?
Yeah.
And the thing went hot. So the lawsuits.
Yeah.
So the lawsuits. This thing's gonna be tied up in courts forever. And I'm gonna warn you guys again. If you want Congress to get involved, right? These people can't even fix your country. You want them to fix college football, which they know nothing about? You've been warned. You've been warned. Do not let Congress get involved in college football. You will regret it.
100%.
You will regret it.
100% with you on that one, man. Yeah, it is and the thing is with that, David, is the legality of it. I just don't see how you can legally defend what the NCAA has tried to put in place here, or what these Big Ten commissioner or the commissioners have tried to put in place here. How you legally can defend it without there being some form of um, legal representation on the other side, meaning that the players would have to unionize and then there would be negotiations. Until that takes place, I just don't see how they can legally say that collectives are not able to offer financial monies to an individual for his services. It's a free market, and until we live in communist China, uh, there's nothing there. There's nothing the NCAA is going to be able to do to stop this.
Yeah, you're trying to limit the amount of money that somebody can make. Good luck with that. Good luck with that in a capitalist system. Good luck telling somebody that they can't make X amount of money when two parties, a third party, right? Like you and I decide that every time I call in here, you're going to give me $1,000, right? Then all of a sudden somebody steps in from Rumble or whatever and says, "Well, you can't do that." Well, it's none of your business, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's between two parties. There's not a third party here. It's a two-party thing. You know, the person who's going to pay that and the person who's going to receive it. That's between it. The third party doesn't have anything to do with it. You know, tell me what kind of deal I can make. I like somebody saying before you get your paycheck. Oh, wait a minute, that already happens. It's called the government. Imagine that. They say, "Oh, you can't make that much money."
Yeah,
That's too much money. You got to
yeah,
make, you got to make $5 less an hour, or 1% less per commission, right? That's insanity. Nobody that has a sound logical mind does that even make sense. You know, tell me how much money I can make. Who are you? You just walked in off the sidewalk and put your nose in my business. Tell me how much money I'm going to make. You keep on walking, pal.
no,
That stuff will never. That stuff will never stand up in court.
it
They'll
won't.
never stand up in court.
It
The third
can't.
party is going to tell two parties that they can't do something that's fair market value. It's insane.
Yeah, exactly. It's insane. And even in the NFL, okay, where you have the owners and the players union negotiating these contracts, these deals, the players can still go out and negotiate NIL beyond that. I mean, look at how many commercials Peyton and Eli Manning were in. Tom Brady, these guys. They made more money in commercials and NIL deals than they ever made in their contracts playing for the teams.
Yeah, that's
So,
honestly that's the way it should be. I mean, dude, it's your name, image, and likeness. I did. I tell you what, they have really stepped into it. There basically isn't much. As long as two parties come to a deal, say, "Hey, yeah, we're gonna pay that." It's nobody else's. It's nobody else. It's not like it's behind. You know, the the bag man stops by grandma's house and leaves a sack full of money on the porch overnight, and grandma goes out there and there's $80,000 or $100,000 in a sack because little Jimmy got himself a football scholarship to Auburn or whatever it used to be, because Auburn was one of the worst. Auburn was one of the worst at I'm trying to throw any shade at Auburn, but man, Auburn's been busted. Their name has come up more times in bagman scandals than probably anybody.
yeah, and
You go back over the years, man. I remember going all the way back to the '80s here with stuff with Auburn, and you know. But they should be allowed to make whatever money they want. It's nobody's business. If a third party wants to float that money to them, so be it. Hey, it's not coming out. It's not coming out of the school's money. So what makes a difference? Not my. Not. It's not. It's not Ohio State's problem because your school is poor. That's not. That's not our problem. You know. That's not our problem. That Boise State doesn't have the same amount of money. I've said this on here multiple times. What needs to happen here is in all this thing and realignment and all this other stuff. Hey, I'm sorry, MAC schools. I love the MAC schools. You are not going to play for a national championship. It isn't going to happen. I don't even know what we're even pretending that MAC schools are on the same level as a Big Ten school. I mean, could they beat a Purdue or somebody or Northwestern? Yeah, sure. But are they going to? Let's see them come to the Big Ten and run through that gauntlet. See them go to SEC and run through that gauntlet. Let's go watch Ohio go to the ACC and see how they do. What would they be? 6-6?
Ohio? Oh,
Yeah.
there would be 8 SEC games. They might win 1, so they'd be 1-7 plus 4 non-conference games. Let's give them 3 wins in the non-conference because they'll probably play lesser schools. So they would probably be 4-8, 5-7.
Yeah. Let's quit pretending that the MAC and the Sun Belt Conference and whatever other, the we pick our nose from left to right conference. You're not on the same level. You're not an FBS school. At best, they're FCS schools. Let's get it right. Let's do this thing. If you're going to do it, you got to do the whole system, man. Okay, because we have to make concessions for Ohio State because Ohio University is on a different end of the scale than we are. All right, the MAC those schools are never going to be able to compete. The best schools of those are Boise State. They saw what just happened to them, right? And they're like, oh, they're going to the Pac-12 now. No, they're not. They basically just moved the largest part of their conferences are leaving to what's left of the Pac-12. They should have been scrapped. If you only had 2 teams left, if you only had 2 schools left in that conference, the conference should have been scrapped. Plain and simple. What are we doing? If there was 1 school left, were they going to keep them around? That didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense that they were even able to still exist. It's just, are they going to be? Are they, because there's the Pac-12? Are we not going to be playing them in the Rose Bowl? I mean, are we seriously going to line up against San Diego State in a Rose Bowl game? That ain't happening. It ain't happening. There's other things that need to be resolved before we can worry about NIL. Let NIL just keep being the Wild West. Anyway, it doesn't hurt us. The NIL being the Wild West didn't help Ohio. It didn't help the Bobcats, right?
It doesn't. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. What NIL has done is and really it's a microcosm of society in the last 20 years. If you look at it from a economic standpoint, it's the haves and the have-nots, and the middle class is getting squeezed and shrinking, and so you literally got 2 larger classes, like I said, the haves and the have-nots, and that's the way college football is as well. But what I will say this is the NIL has kind of leveled the playing field slightly, in the sense that there are now more teams that are vying for national championships than what there were before, because in a lot of ways it brought what was happening under the table in the South above the table, above board, and it leveled the playing field. And like I stated last night with John Kennedy, the last 2 years has proven that to be true. The last 2 years, the Big Ten has won national championships. But beyond that, look at who's played for them. Washington, a Northwestern school, but still a northern school. The team up north, Ohio State, Notre Dame, 4 northern schools. The SEC hasn't even played for the national champion. They haven't even got there the last 2 years. And that tells me that it's a level playing field finally.
Well, like I said, it's a level playing field for the Big Ten, right? And the ACC and the Big 12, but it's not really a level playing field for the 130 schools that they have in the FBS. This is my point. I mean, those are FCS schools. We can pretend all day long that MAC schools are FBS, but the fact is they're not. It's just not true. Miami, Ohio is not going to play for a national championship. The NIL had no impact. The NIL had impact on Ohio State. It had impact on the Big Ten. Like I said, the bagman can no longer leave the bag on the porch for grandma or take it and drop it in the offering box at her church, right? All right. Now we can all do that. But the MAC schools still aren't going to be able to do that. They're not playing with that kind of money. They're not playing with that kind of money. They're never going to play with that kind of money. We
the reality of it, David.
As a fan of the MAC, I would much rather see them in the FCS where they can actually compete for a title.
Yes.
Then we can say, hey, we got schools in the FBS and the FCS competing for national titles in both of those divisions.
Yeah, to be honest with you, David, your smaller schools like the MAC, they need Ohio State to even exist. When Ohio, the Bobcats, by the way, the Bobcats play both Rutgers and Ohio State this year in their non-conference. When they go to Rutgers and when they come to Ohio State, they are literally accepting a ton of cash for the loss. And that money is what they use to pay for their athletic departments. They can't exist without playing Ohio State, without playing Rutgers, without and Tyler mentioned without Toledo going down and playing Mississippi State, who they beat last year, by the way. I agree, David, that what I would love to see, and being a part of the College Huddle, I get to have these conversations with podcasts and content creators who follow these size schools. I would love for them to have their own postseason tournament, but every single one of them who I've spoke to are against it. They're totally against it. And I said, I don't understand why, because you'll never win a national championship, ever.
Yeah. Like I said, I think, I remember, Bob, you're probably old enough to remember this, right? You're probably old enough to remember this, right? You remember back in the day when ABC used to do their halftime report, right? And at the bottom, they had all the games. Mm-hmm. They had all the games that were on, just not FBS. They had what was, now it's the FCS, right? They also had those games. You don't hardly even see those games even mentioned in a halftime report now. You don't see that. You don't see Furman. I remember when you used to get the Furman and the Wolfords and the William and Marys and the Wisconsin Whitewater. You used to get those reports at halftime. You don't get them no more.
Yeah, I remember.
Fair playing field.
David, I remember going to Ohio State games, and at halftime, they would give the scores of the other Big Ten schools, and then over the PA, and then they would give the scores of the Division III schools in Ohio who were playing. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It would be like Worcester and Oberlin and Kenyon College and Denison, and they would give those scores as well, man. It was wild. Hey, listen, great phone call getting started off, David. I got a couple more phone calls in the queue, brother. Anything else before you head on out, my friend?
Only thing I got to say is scum still sucks.
Yeah, they do, buddy. Amen to that. OH, my friend. Over in the chat, Lisa's in the chat, and she said she might not be able to make it Thursday's show. Lisa, I'd like to wish you then, if you can't make it Thursday, a happy birthday. It'll be Lisa's birthday on Thursday, and so I wanted to wish you a happy birthday. I hope that you have a great week, my friend. We appreciate you being in the chat. We appreciate you supporting the OHIO podcast and all that you do for Buckeye Nation. So we really want you to know that, Lisa. Happy birthday to you. And thank you for wishing me a happy birthday last week. I enjoyed a great birthday. I guess that was a week ago Saturday. That this guy turned 44. So appreciate you wishing me a happy birthday. And hope you have a good one too. All right, let's head back to the phone lines. My man Tyler, what's happening, buddy?
Eric, how are you doing tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great, Eric. I got the new college football 26 game.
Yeah, how's that going for you?
And I played Michigan today.
Did they know your plays?
No. But You know how Connor Stallings was saying, "Oh, it just takes blocking and tackling."
Yeah.
Well, I adjusted their players so they put in block and tackle because Connor said that they that was the reason why they lost against Sonny Dykes and TCU, right? So
Right.
I wanted to test that theory, right? So
Okay.
I adjusted the rating so the CPU had that they were as dumb as Michigan fans are, well, at 0. So at the end of the game, Eric, Julian Sane had 1,155 yards, 18 passing touchdowns, and the defense had 50 sacks. I am not kidding. I sent that to the group chat with me and Sean and Matt and Lacey and TG and Lee, and they were laughing.
Oh, how long did it take you to play that game? You were scoring more than the clock was running.
Well, I made it a whole game, Eric. I made it 15 minutes per quarter. And just get my laughs in.
You got too much time on your hands, Tyler.
Well, as a
Oh,
retiree, Eric,
oh, oh, that's funny. Aaron says you put a whooping on him, Tyler. So needless to say, Ryan Day did more than hang 100 on him, huh?
yep. He hung 300 on them.
300. Julian Sane passed for
But
over 1,100 yards and 18 touchdowns. Back in the 90s, dude, or 80s and 80s, that's a whole season for a quarterback. He did it in one game.
like, just imagine that if that were to happen in real life, Eric. How miserable all the Michigan fans would react to that.
Oh, there would be people fired immediately. There's no way. There's no way you could. Let's just put it in terms. This would never happen. But let's put it in
Yeah.
terms that we would understand. Could you imagine Ryan Day giving up 80 points to Michigan?
Oh, that would be the worst day in Buckeye history.
Everybody would call for his firing. Everybody. There'd be no excuses. So yeah, that would be yeah, they would definitely be calling for Sharon Moore's head at that point. There's no doubt about it.
So my point was going into what I'm doing that today. I was like, so if blocking and tackling was the reason why Michigan lost, like Connor Stallion said, Eric,
Mm-hmm.
and it, we've seen that basically for 200 plus years of football. So what? That's like okay. You're just saying, oh, you lost by what the other team does better than you. Is that what you're saying, Connor? But if that's the case, why'd you bring up? You said in your Twitter post, you referenced the Ohio State game in 2022,
He did.
and you stole all our plays.
He said that he knew all the plays in that game. Those were his words.
So
So he
if
admitted. He admitted.
blocking and tackling, Eric,
Right. I know.
that's all it took.
Yeah.
Why did you need to know all our plays, Connor?
Like I said, Tyler, he's not very smart. He's not very smart. I guarantee his lawyer, if his lawyer is worth anything, He looked at those tweets that Connor made and he shook his head and just went, "You idiot. Keep your mouth shut." Any good lawyer will tell you when there's any litigations going on, and I can hear Michigan fans already arguing with me, saying, "But Connor's not under any legal trouble. He's just trying to defend Michigan. He's doing a terrible job at defending them. Then he's doing a terrible job of defending them. If at this point, Tyler, if the NCAA had an axe to grind with the University of Michigan, and Connor's out there saying things like this, don't you think the NCAA, every time he tweets something like this, just grinds their teeth a little bit more? It's
Oh, I
not smart.
guarantee it.
It's not smart what he's doing.
He is the smartest person in a room of all dumb people, Eric.
Okay.
That's not saying a lot. That's just like saying, "Oh, you're less dumb than everyone else."
Right.
But you're just above the average. So I'm just. And the other sad thing about Stallions too, Eric, is he's a guy that was in the military just like me too.
Mm-hmm.
And as a guy who is in the retired military and I see Stallions and I just look at him like, dude, he's laughable. He's laughable.
Aaron says Dan the man might be his lawyer. Oh, that's funny.
You. I got another question, Eric, for you.
Okay.
If you're Sonny Dykes and you hear this, what is your response?
Well, my response is to probably say he's lying, to come right out and say that Connor Steins is lying, that we knew you stole our signs. That's why we changed them up. That's why you were struggling. Um, and to basically just double down on what he knows is true, that we changed our signs because we knew you were stealing signs. Now, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, Tyler, and I don't want to dive into and get into all of this tonight. We've gone around in circles on this stuff for months. Seems like for years now. When I was in high school, when I played baseball, my sophomore year, I was the backup catcher. Okay, and
Okay.
I would in the dugout. I tried to make sure that I stood out to the coaching staff. And so I would do the little things that no one else would do. And so I would stare when we were on offense, I would stare at who the catcher would look over to in their dugout for the signs. And usually by the second inning, I would have figured out which coach he was looking at for the signs and what those signs were, so that we would know if it was a curveball or a fastball or a changeup. And it usually took me about to the second inning to figure that out. And I would tell the coaches, "Hey, I got their signs down," and I would tell them, "Here's the guy who's signaling the signs into the catcher, and here's what the sign is for each pitch." And then we would relate to the batter if the batter wanted to know, "Hey, if you want to know if it's going to be a fastball or an off-speed pitch," and if he would say, "Yeah," we go, "Okay, fastball is your last name." So if I was the batter, they'd be like, "All right, Boggs, let's go, buddy. Come on, buddy, let's go, Boggs." That meant, hey, he's going to be throwing you a fastball. And if they went with my number, let's go 15. Come on, get a hit here, 15. It's an off-speed pitch. And so, but here's the difference between what that is and what Connor Stallions was doing. The signs I was stealing was in game. That's on.
Correct.
If you can't figure out that I can figure out your signs, then you're not doing a very good job at relaying the signs into the catcher. Okay? That's on you to make sure that you do a better job. On the contrary, it wasn't like we sent somebody or we had a video camera in the outfield, a high definition video camera focused in on the catcher to steal the signs like the Houston Astros were doing, right? If Connor Stallions could look from his sideline across the sideline during a game and figure out what the signs were during the game, then Ohio State was not doing a very good job at keeping their signs hidden. But that's not what he was doing,
at
Tyler.
That point, Eric, you got to tip your cap to them at that point. If they pick it during game, hey, hats off to you, Michigan. We don't like you, but congratulations.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Buckeye Pay said he's listening on his drive home. Be careful, my man. Appreciate you. Yeah, you tip your cap. That's gamesmanship. But the advanced scouting is illegal. And that's exactly what they were doing. And I'm here to tell you, and this is what no one's talking about. If the NCAA has proof and could prove that Michigan was funneling money to Connor Stallions to do this, they're screwed. They're screwed.
Absolutely, Eric, because he was a captain in the Marine Corps, right? And captains get paid $50,000 per year. So on their base salary over the gross year. So basically $50,000 per year. So that's pretty average for a person in the military. So $50,000, you ain't going to all these games all year long on just that base salary.
No. I don't know if you've ever looked at the cost for tickets on 50-yard lines at some of these games. Woo, buddy, they are not cheap, my man. They are not cheap. And he was getting multiple tickets to games that way. And oh yeah, I was just giving these tickets to people as a gift, and they just happened to record the entire game of the other coaches' signs out of, I don't know, just because they're good people. Like, give me a break, man. To me, that's total BS. This was an entire scheme that they had plotted, and it worked to their advantage for 2.5 years, 3 years, if you want to look at it that way. And they got caught, and so now they're going to have to pay the consequences. The only question is, like we discussed last night with Kennedy's, what will those consequences be? We're going to find out eventually.
And this is the last thing I'll say, then I'm going to end my call, Eric.
Okay.
You know who I respect the most during this time?
Who do you
Ryan Day.
respect the most? Okay, give me your reasoning why. Let's hear it.
Because he's not getting involved in all the public, he's having the patience, and he's not publicly stating his thoughts and opinions on it. He's letting all this work itself out. He's letting all the legal ramifications happen, and he's just keeping his nose to the grindstone and focusing on trying to repeat as national champions.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, Ryan Day, I tip my cap to you, my guy. You have a lot more patience than I do. If it were me, Eric, oh boy, I would have lost my mind a long time ago.
Tyler,
I have no patience. So
that's funny you say that. That's funny you say that, Tyler. You're like, he's got more patience than me. Tyler, you literally talk about it every time you call.
I know. It's true though. I'm not a patient person, so I respect that from Ryan Day. You get it, like other people. It's I don't know what like Ryan Day. You have a. I don't know if it's just because he doesn't want the whole bulletin board material from Michigan saying, "Oh, look at the Ohio State fans. Look at Ryan Day. He's now crying." Because that was an old thing that they
Oh
used
yeah,
to say. Ryan Day's a
crying
crier.
day. Yeah, they call him crying day. Yeah.
So honestly, the fact that Ryan Day's been this maintained his composure, hey, that's what I want my head coach. Because obviously he wants to beat them so badly that's I tip my cap to him for that.
Yeah, indeed, buddy. Great call, Tyler. Appreciate you, man. Have a good rest of your week. We will chat again on Thursday if all goes well. And I will see you in the chat.
All right.
OH, buddy.
OH.
IO.
Oh.
Let me address this comment, and then Sean, I'm coming to you next, buddy. Michael, just imagine if and when Ryan Day goes up to Ann Arbor and beats the team up north. He will have a lot to say after that. I think he will want to. He will have a lot to say, but it will be behind closed doors in the locker room. Ryan Day is a classy guy. He is a much better human being than, like Tyler said, he is a better human being than a lot of people want to give him credit for. And I fully expect when we go up there this year and we beat them, I do not expect there to be flag planting. And if the players go to do it, I think Ryan Day and the coaching staff will tell them, no, put it away. We're not doing that because we are not like them. We expect bigger things. We plant our flag in the college football playoff, winning national championships. We plant our flag in 4 different stadiums in the postseason. That's where we plant our flags. Okay, I think Ryan Day is a much better human being than any coach up there in Ann Arbor. Um, yeah, Michael, you're right about that. Yeah, the players will definitely be talking a little bit more smack than Coach Day will. And you're right, Tyler. I don't want us to stoop to their level. Exactly. We're better than that. Um, Ryan Day's championship beard. What if Ryan Day grabs a flag and plants it? Well, then I would fully expect your handle to be Ryan Day's flag planting beard, is what I expect your handle to be the following Sunday when we come on here for the roundtable discussion. All right, let's head back to the phone lines. Sean, how goes it?
Podfather, how you doing, brother?
Doing good. Doing good. I'm a little tired for a Monday. I'm not used to doing this show, and it's been 10 days since I've had to work on a Monday, so I'm a little tired to say the least.
Uh, you earned that vacation, brother, with all the hours and all the work you put in, bro.
you and Sarah deserved a little vacation. So I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, we had a great time. Funny story. Do you have time for a funny story?
Sure, go for it.
So, we went to the top of Mount Washington, which is in New Hampshire. Okay. It is a giant mountain. You drive 8 miles up the mountain. Okay. You curve all around the mountain and you drive up the mountain. You get to a point, Tyler, where the tree line stops. Okay. Trees no longer grow at that elevation. And the road it's paved, but it is like a lane and a half. It is not a full 2-lane road, and there's no guardrail. And Sarah is freaking out because if you make one mistake, you're dead, man. So she is just flipping out on me, Sean. She's like, I don't like this. I don't like this. But we get to the top of the mountain, 8 miles up. It is awesome. We are in the clouds, dude. I have never, like, I've flown on planes and things, so I've been above the clouds and things, but I've never been so high in an elevation like that where the clouds are literally coming through you. Like, you can see them coming and you can see 400 or 500 feet in front of you. And then when you're in the middle of the
Uh-huh.
cloud, you might be able to see like 100 feet. It is wild.
That's awesome.
It felt like when you are in like a misty fog,
Uh-huh.
it's what it felt like, but and the wind's blowing, so it's just blowing through you, man. And then it's gone, and then you can see 400 or 500 feet again, and then the next cloud comes through. It was wild, man. It was one of the cooler things I've done.
That's awesome. Did, did she breathe a little bit better when you got to the top or when you
Yeah,
got to the bottom?
yeah, once she got her feet on solid rock, we climbed the rest of the way because you park and then you have to climb a bunch of stairs and then you have to climb a bunch of rocks to get to the summit. And so we climbed to the summit. Uh it was awesome. It was really, really cool. But yeah, she was fine. But on the way back down, Sean, they have spots where you literally have to pull off because you have to let your brakes cool off. Because I mean, if your brakes
Oh,
stop,
yeah.
you're going off the side of the mountain and you're dead. And so the third time we stop, we pull over. Yeah, the third time we stop, and our brakes are smoking. It was
Oh, man.
It was wild, man. I loved it, dude. I have so many more stories that I would love to share. Yeah, here's Sarah's comment. 0 out of 5 stars. I only did it because I love him, and he does so many things he doesn't care for because he loves me. So she did not enjoy the ride up or down the mountain like I did. I thought it was awesome. I was like, this is great.
Gotcha.
I got so many more funny
Hey,
stories from the vacation. I'll share them another time. Anyways, go for it, Sean. What's on your mind tonight, man?
well, one thing I want to point out to you, there is proof that they did find that the Michigan Collective was paying Connor Stallions and funding that whole
Right, the
that
collective,
whole
Uncle T,
operation.
Uncle T, and all that stuff. But the question is,
Yeah.
will the NCAA, can they prove that Michigan, as far as the coaching staff, the athletic department, or the personnel, were in cahoots with that? If it's one
Well, the collective
booster.
works for the school, so I
But
mean,
yeah, yes and no.
technically they
Yes and
work the
no.
school.
I mean, again, yes and no, because what if the collective can come back and say, we didn't approve it, it was just Uncle T who was doing it, and we've already kicked him out of the collective. So I think that there's kind of uh, it's a catch 22 in a way. I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see what the NCAA thinks about it. But like I said, if they can pinpoint this down to where this money was funneled and approved, not necessarily a funnel, but approved by Jim Harbaugh and or someone in that coaching staff from the athletic department, someone like that. And it was like, yep, we're going to spend this money on these tickets, give that to Connor, have him do that, then they're going to be screwed.
I totally understand, and we don't know what the NCAA has either. It's proof, so that's all the evidence that's probably going to come out once they come out with everything. So, but I do think Spiro already said that they already knew about NCAA has all the documentation from the whole collective, paying for it. So we'll see.
Yeah, we will see. Only time will tell. And I don't know. I thought, Sean, that the NCAA would dole out the punishment right before Big Ten Media Days, but
That's what I'm hoping for.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're going to drag it out more. And a part of me wonders if the reason why they're dragging this out further is they're just waiting for more stuff to come out. How much more stuff is going to drop?
Well, how much? I mean, you never know what else they got into. I mean, look at that Matt Weiss stuff. How much more stuff's going to come out once they dig into all that?
And what's crazy?
You know what I mean?
And what's crazy about that, Sean, the Matt Weiss stuff, that's the worst stuff. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And no one talks about it. No one does. I was listening to, I forget what show it was we did. It was a couple weeks ago before I left on vacation. And there was some Michigan fan in the chat who made a comment about how we're just sour. We lost 4 straight times. And I was like, the Matt Weiss stuff has nothing to do about losses, dude. Like the fact that you as a Michigan fan are deflecting the terrible things that happened to those young ladies on the campus of the school that you root for, and you're deflecting that to games, shows me how much of a low life you are.
Well, and there's proof that Harbaugh knew that he was warned about it, and he still let Weiss coach that playoff
100%.
game. And I guarantee if they would have beat Georgia in that playoff game, they would have let him coach in the national championship.
100%.
There's no doubt in my mind.
100%. You're 100% right about that. And beyond that, Jim went on to say when he was confronted, this is after he left Michigan, he's already the head coach in Los Angeles. He was confronted about the whole Matt Weiss thing, and he said he knew nothing about it. And he slammed his fist on his pulpit, and he said, I have preached nothing to my team but to never cheat, never lie, and never steal. And here, lo and behold, the truth comes out. He knew the whole time. He lied. We know he's cheated now. And I wouldn't be surprised if he stole something along the way as well. Well, he probably stole a national championship, let's be honest.
I mean, all those wins. I mean, yeah, they stole the Heisman from CJ. So, I mean.
Yep.
It just blows my mind that he can sit there and keep lying like that. I'm interested to see what Goodell does to him once everything comes out, and if they ban him from life from college football. I mean, because Goodell preaches about protecting the shield and the image of the shield in the NFL. I want to see what he's going to do to him, because they hammered Trussell, and he was just an advisor for just taking an advisor job with the Colts.
Yeah.
So I want to see what he does to Harbaugh.
It'll be interesting.
Or the Chargers, because I know he took a pretty big hit. He got a black eye with the whole Pete Carroll thing, because they let Pete Carroll skate in there without really any. I don't even know if he got in any trouble at all.
No, he didn't. He got away from that scotch-free, man.
I thought Dave had a really good point when he called in. I think like the MAC schools should have their own there should be another level of
Yeah.
competition. So
Yeah.
those guys, it'd be more exciting if they played, teams in their own,
I
in
think
their own
I think a group of five.
league.
I think a group of five end of year tournament playoff, whatever you want to call it, similar to what we have, and use bowl games just like they're doing, right? If you
Yeah,
want to save the bowl games, why can't the bowl games be a part of that? Like, hey, what's going to happen to the Boca Raton Bowl or the Hawaii Bowl? What, the group of five playoff, baby? I'd watch that, wouldn't
yep.
you?
Yeah, I mean, it's still. I mean, everybody loves football. I mean, they watch crappy bowl games anyways. Why not? This thing would probably be more competitive. Bowling Green versus William and Mary, or schools like that. Let the MAC school and the Mountain West schools, let them have their. Of course, the Mountain West is trying to get in with the Pac-12 so they can try to save that conference. I mean, it's just Washington State and is it Washington State and who else?
Oregon State.
Didn't go. Oregon State.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oregon State. Yeah, I would. I came up. I thought about that a while ago. And I talked over on the college huddle. I talked to some of the group of five guys, and none of them want that. None of them do. Every one of them are like, no, we would rather have a chance. Um, we would rather have a chance. That's funny, dude. Notre Dame wine and cheese. I don't know. The MAC schools are pretty tough. You know why he's saying that, right? They got beat.
Well,
They got beat by Northern Illinois last year.
The Northern.
Now,
funny.
Now, Marshall wasn't a MAC school, to be fair, wine and cheese. They're Sun Belt, but case in point, yeah, the MAC, Sun Belt,
But
yeah.
I think those schools should have their own playoff system and have
Okay, all right.
I know that the fans may not.
All right,
but
Sean.
I think it would be better for
Sean Troy. He just had the post of the night. Here we go. He said the Brokeback Mountain Bowl. What two schools play in the Brokeback Mountain Bowl?
Michigan.
Of course.
Oh, I want to say Notre Dame so bad, but I'm not going to. Those are the two schools I hate the most: is Michigan and Notre Dame. Them are the two schools I hate with a passion. I mean,
it's gotta be Miami, right? Miami.
It would be more in the Convict Bowl, wouldn't they?
The Convict Bowl.
like in what was the Longest Yard?
Yeah. Yeah.
That they play in that kind of game, that kind of bowl.
Prison guard, the prisoners versus the prison guards. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I just want to let everybody know tomorrow night on the lounge, the Buckeye Lounge tomorrow night, we're going to have Doug Lesmerises on.
Awesome, dude. That is a huge guest, man.
So,
Doug Lesmerises from Kings of the North, formerly of the Cleveland Plain Dealer, will be on the Buckeye Lounge tomorrow, talking Buckeyes, Michigan, and everything else with TG and Sean. Should be a great time. 8:00 Eastern, right here on the OHIO podcast, guys. So check that out. Appreciate all the work you and TG do, Sean. You guys are doing a great job. You guys are killing it over there, man.
And Vader, and give a shout out to Vader helping us.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really been busting his butt and helping us out. He's been lining up our show notes for us and bringing great talking points and producing behind the scenes for us. So, I mean, I can't say enough for that guy helping us out. I mean, does a lot for us, and I know he doesn't get to be on screen with us, and he doesn't get the credit he deserves, but I want to definitely give him a shout out. And of course, everybody check out his videos too. That Eric helps him with. What you do with Vader's videos, man, that's a work of art, bro. You
Thanks,
do a
buddy.
great job.
Yeah. Shout out to Buck Vader, my buddy Vaughn. He sent me some stuff. He was working on some stuff when I was on vacation. I promised him I'd try to get to that at some point this week. Get him another video out for everybody to enjoy. And shout out to Tony as well, making some characters. He made a AI generated. I call them Simpson characters. They look like the Simpson characters to me, of everybody.
Oh, the Bob's Burgers.
Yeah,
But yeah,
okay,
Bob's
yeah.
Burgers.
Not familiar with that cartoon,
That,
but I assume it's of the same vein. And he's
and
been.
I tell you what, Eric. I tell you what. Look at Tony's character and tell me he doesn't look like Ryan Day.
I,
When you look at his character and the way he does it, we've been laughing about it. A
I
bunch of us have. He's telling me,
assumed
look.
the one he made with the was supposed to be me that I put on tonight's thumbnail. I assumed that was me.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, but he made two of them. One was Chris and one was me, and he had one
Yeah.
with a gray beard and one with like a brown beard. And I thought, well, Chris is a little bit more gray than me. He's a little bit older than me, but
Yeah.
maybe that was
Chris
me.
is a
I don't
great
know.
beer.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
appreciate Tony making those for us, and he's got a really cool
Oh
character
yeah.
that he made for Vaughn that I can't wait to have in the next video. But yeah, shout out to Buck Vader for helping produce the Buckeye Lounge. So awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what you. I know you were discussing some ideas you had about some stuff with his videos, so I'm excited to see what you come up with. So
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, I just there's not enough time in the day is the problem.
sure,
Now that I'm
I
back at
get it.
work and I'm working 8-9 hours a day at work and plus doing this and filling in for Chris and
Trying to
things.
play catch up.
We've got previews to kick out this week for Rutgers and UCLA. So I have to interview all those. I have 2 interviews lined up for the College Huddle. I have the magazine that I need to finish putting together so it can go to the first rough draft, so it can go to the editing board and all of that. And I'm going to try to make a video for Buck Vader. I don't know when I'm going to sleep.
Hey, thanks for kicking that. Thanks for editing and getting that interview out of Luke Faley for me and Chris. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
great interview, by the way. If you guys have not watched the interview that Chris and Sean did with Luke Fahey, the new quarterback in the 2026 class, it is on our YouTube channel. Go check it out. It is phenomenal. That kid has got a
That's
great head on
awesome.
his shoulders, doesn't he?
What a great class act. Great kid. He's all about football. I mean, he's a kid that everybody would love to root for, man. You want to see that kid succeed. He's just that kind of kid that everybody can get behind and
100%.
cheer for, man.
100%, dude.
Not,
Love the
he's
kid.
not cocky, not arrogant, hard worker, and the kid can spin it. Some people thought he might just be a stopgap guy just to hold a place. No, the kid can spin it, and he's going to be a heck of a quarterback for us, no
Yeah.
doubt about it.
100%, dude. He's much better than I thought he was going to be. Go watch his video. He's underranked in my opinion.
Yep, no doubt.
I don't want to put this
he should be a 5-star by the time it comes to signing day, I think.
I don't want to put this kind of pressure on him. I think it's unfair to do this. And I'm not saying that he is this guy, but there's so much about him, including his personality, where he's from, how he throws the football. He reminds me so much of CJ Stroud.
I was thinking the same thing. I knew where you were going with that. I mean, he's from around the same area in California, I do believe. So, I mean, and he's built like him too. I mean, stature wise. So he's a little thinner, kind of like what Bryce Young, kind of like what Julian looked like coming out of high school too. I mean, build wise. So
Yeah.
But if anybody's seen Julian lately, he's put on quite a bit. He's put on some solid muscle, so he should be fine for
No, that's what
the
the Body
season.
by
But
Mickey program will do for you, man.
exactly. But hey, man, I appreciate you for having me on, brother. Great show like always. Just wanted to call in and give you a shout. So
Appreciate you, Sean. Have a good show tomorrow, my man.
thanks, brother.
All right.
Have a good night.
OH.
IO.
We've had 3 really good calls tonight, and all of them have gone a little bit longer because there hasn't been a ton of phone people in the queue. So when we don't have a ton of people in the queue, we can take our time with the phone calls a little bit more. So that being said, I really want to talk to this next person. I'm glad she called in. Mika, how are you this evening?
Hello. Hey, Podfather. Good to see you back from vacation.
Thank you, thank you. I had a good time, and someone asked me, "Is Maine as beautiful as they say it is?" It is. Maine is very beautiful. Maine is like 2 different kinds of states. You have the coast, which is very much a fishing, lobster, think coastline. And then the rest of the state is very wilderness like I reminded me of like West Virginia is what it felt like to me, with less homes. But anyways, we
I
had a
hope you
great
ate
time.
enough. I hope you ate enough seafood for me too.
I ate too much seafood, Mika. That's the problem. I
You
ate
can never
too
have
much.
too much.
Oh, it was so good. And lobster in Maine is definitely better, but I will say this: make sure it's cooked, ladies and gentlemen. The second time we got lobster
Yeah.
rolls, it was raw lobster, and I was not ready for it. It
Ugh,
got me
that doesn't
sick.
even sound good.
It got me sick. Question about our songs: are they on Spotify? No. You'll find all of our songs on our YouTube channel. If you go to our YouTube channel and you scroll down to the bottom, I have some different categories. One of them are all the songs that you can listen to. They're all there. Uh, so that's where you can find all the songs. And am I prepping songs for the upcoming season? Yes, I am. I have some ideas in my mind already. What's on your mind tonight, Mika? What do you want to talk about, girl?
I just want to say I loved the video with Luke Fahey. That was amazing. I've been having trouble with my internet, so I just got a chance to watch it today. What a great kid that guy is, and such an underrated quarterback.
Yeah.
I think the only reason he's not a 5-star is the fact that he's a little shorter than what we're used to. He's not like your prototypical size in terms of height for quarterback, but I think he's easily going to be 200 pounds when he gets to Ohio State if he's not that already. And he is amazingly accurate. I love this guy.
He,
So underrated.
how high do you think he'll get in the 247 composite rankings by the time he's on campus?
Oh, high 4-star, maybe even 5-star. Like at the bare minimum, I think he's gonna be a high 4-star.
Really?
Like
Yeah. Okay.
9.7 ranking or something like that.
Yeah. He's definitely going to climb up the rankings. There's no doubt about that. So it'll be very interesting
He's
to see how far he does get. But Chris and I liked him. We loved his film, and then after the interview that Chris and Sean did, I fell in love with the kid. He won me over. I am rooting like heck for him. But the problem is,
he
Mika, he is going to be in a loaded quarterback room.
yeah, but if it comes down to where he has to play, I have no doubt that he can get the job done.
100%.
Like he seems like a tremendous leader type of kid. Like, and he's so accurate. He's like a classic like point guard leader type player.
Yeah. No, he totally is. And like I said, he's got a great head on his shoulders. That's the thing that he's obviously a smart, well-spoken, educated, intelligent young man, which is what everything you want in a quarterback from the neck up. You want all of those things, which means he's probably going to be a pretty good leader too.
And 0 interceptions. People need to understand how hard that is to go a whole season and not throw any interceptions. And I think he's only got like maybe 3 or 4 his entire career. Like, the kid's just amazing. He completes almost 77% of his passes. He's just we constantly find guys like this, and it blows me away. And people need to stop being so down on the recruiting class. We're finding guys, diamonds in the rough like this. It will sort itself out at defensive end too. I keep saying, relax, touch grass, we'll be fine.
Relax, go touch grass. I love it. I love that, Mika. We need to add that to your logo for your T-shirt. Relax, go touch grass.
Yeah, like step away from the star rankings. Get away from your keyboard. Go outside. Go touch grass. Breathe. We will be fine.
I trust my rankings more than 247 Sports, anyways. I just
Yeah.
do.
I mean, 247 provides a good basis to go off of, I think, or at least they did. But now, so many people get so caught up in the star rankings and they don't watch the pros for themselves, and they see oh my gosh, this dude's only a 3-star, and they take it like there's some sort of bomb player, and they're not.
And the thing that people don't realize is that rankings can be manipulated by multiple things. And the dirty secret is that you can buy your position in a ranking. It can happen.
Yeah.
How many times
And
has a recruit literally committed and then they drop them? The reason why they do
definitely.
The reason why they do that.
That's why they did it. That's why they did it to Brady Edmonds. There's no way that kid should be ranked as low as he is now. That kid's a generational talent.
100%. Do you remember I forget the is it the number one offensive lineman, Cantwell or something like that? I think his last name Cantwell, and he ended up committing to Miami. And when he committed to Miami, they dropped him big time. And I'm like, why? Well, because what happens is they want as many top 10 guys uncommitted as they possibly can, so that when they have those videos where that player makes his announcement on their YouTube channel and everything else, they get a ton of views and a ton of clicks, and it means more money. It's all about money. It's one of the reasons why.
Yeah, me and Mello talked about this on our video that we did Friday. If any of you haven't seen that video, I encourage you to go watch it, because we cover a lot of that stuff, and it aggravates me when people come after our recruits when they're ranked 3 stars or low 4 stars, when trust our coaches. We wouldn't be after these guys if they couldn't play. And their video and stuff speaks for themselves. We're not recruiting bums, people.
Yeah, 100%. And the other thing,
Corey Wilder wasn't even on our radar a few months ago. We will get defensive ends that can play here, I promise you.
Yes, we
A
will.
lot of these guys haven't even played the senior season yet, and there's some in-state guys that I think will get a second look once they get the senior film and stuff in.
This is something else I want to point out to people. For those of you who remember being in high school, remember what it was like being a junior playing athletics, and then you had one more year of development and growth and maturity, and then you were a senior. That year,
That's what I'm saying.
it can be a massive year of development for a player.
That's what I'm saying. And you look at guys like Elijah Durham Smith from Picklington North. He has gained 20 pounds just over the summer. He was 220. Now he's 240. I cannot wait to see what he can do this coming season. Like, I think he's primed for a big year. And it's not just him. A lot of in-state guys, I think, will be primed for big years. And you never know who we're going to find. The coaching staff always seems to find someone. So people just need to chill out.
100%. Mika, sounds like you and I need to do a video at some point this week as well. Since the last one I did, I screwed up. I was a total noob.
Oh, you're fine.
So we need to
It's
schedule.
okay, Podfather.
We need to schedule something later this week, Mika, and do a video together. Sound good?
Okay. Sounds good to me.
All right, my girl. I appreciate you calling in.
Love the show, guys. Love what Fox doing. Love TG, everything. You guys are killing it. Appreciate y'all.
And well, we appreciate you, Mika. We appreciate you being a part of the Pod Squad and doing some videos with us. We'll catch up later here this week. Okay?
Always go Bucks.
Go Bucks. OH.
I will.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have had one heck of a great show this evening, guys. Yeah, Jackson Cantwell was his name. I think, yeah, Buckeye Pay put it in there. Jackson, that was who I was thinking of. Took the bag, went to Miami. So yeah, and that's a good point. Notre Dame's wine and cheese. The most winningest quarterback in Notre Dame history was technically a backup 2-star. Rankings are all over the place. They are. Now, there is a statistic out there that shows that the more 5-star recruits that you can get on your team, the higher the chances of you winning a national championship are. That is a true statistical that's a statistical truth. I don't doubt that one bit. But I think where you're at from number 35 to 100 and from 100 to 200, from 200 to 300, etc. All of that can be manipulated, and I trust what my own eyeballs tell me more than what some scout who's watched one 5-minute film of a guy and ranked him on a scale of 1 to whatever compared to what my own eyeballs tell me and how that player relates to the program long term. That's what I care about. And so I feel like our rankings that we do here at the OHL podcast, for all of you who are members only, actually have more weight to them than what 247 Sports does. And over time, I think you will see that Chris and I, when it comes to our rankings, are indeed going to be more accurate than what 247 Sports and On3 and the rest of those guys are. Lisa, again, thank you so much. Happy birthday this week. I hope you enjoy your week, Lisa. Enjoy your birthday week. Thank you, everybody out there in the chat. If you haven't already, please hit that like button for us. We appreciate all of you. We will be back on Thursday night. We will be back Thursday evening, 8 o'clock Eastern, for another call-in show. Don't miss tomorrow night's Buckeye Lounge with TG and Sean Dougley Maurice from Kings of the North. will be on their program. That promises to be a great show. So do not want to miss that. 8 o'clock tomorrow night. We'll see you all on Thursday. I'll probably have a video or two for you in the meantime between now and then for all of you to check out. So make sure you come to our channel, ring the bell, get notified. You never know when we're going to drop something, just like we did today with Chris and Sean's interview of Ohio State's 2026 quarterback recruit, Luke Fahey. You guys make sure you watch that if you haven't already. And make sure you check out those videos that we're producing, the Big Ten preview videos. Those things are they're packed with so much information. And we're doing it for all 18 Big Ten teams. This is year number 4 of doing these. And I think you all are going to thoroughly enjoy each and every single one of those. The Illinois one is on fire. That one is doing really well. And from last week. And then Wednesday will be Rutgers. Friday will be UCLA, I believe. So make sure you guys check all those out as well. All right, guys. Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate each and every single one of you. Have a good evening. Be kind to one another. IOS OH in Carmen, Ohio, with all your heart. Till next time, you all know what to do. OH! Go Bucks.